back to Ding the Perfect Playlist. I'm Farah.
And I'm Pete.
And together, along with Ehsaan Shivarani, we make up the team Ding.
Yes, Ding is a comedy songwriting podcast where every episode we pick a topic and write an original song from scratch and take you along for the journey. And you even get to listen to the finished song at the end.
Oh,
isn't that nice?
It's lovely.
And we're currently halfway through our second season. So go back and check out those episodes if that sounds like something you like. Yeah.
So what are we doing at the moment then, Pete?
We are doing a little spin-off, Ding the Perfect Playlist. Do you want to tell them what it's all about?
Yeah, sure. I feel like we need in life a perfect playlist in the sense that it's really helpful to have a playlist that has the perfect song for any scenario on it. Like any moment, it's got the perfect song on it. So
Perfect song.
What we do is we invite guests on and we give them some scenarios where you might need a song and they come up with the perfect song.
Yeah.
It's a pretty great idea, if you ask me.
And it is a real playlist. It does exist. So if you would like to follow it, you can find it on Spotify. Just search for Ding, the Perfect Playlist. Or you can find it on our Spotify artist page. Just search for Ding.
You can also find us on all different social media platforms. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You just search for the handle Dingfloob. DINGFLOOB. And we're also on YouTube if you want to see our beautiful faces while we're talking. It's all there.
It's all there. Our guest this week is a fellow podcaster with Pushing Buttons Gaming Podcast, and he is more than qualified to be sat in Music Corner as a member of the a cappella group The Sons of Pitches, and most importantly, we did a play together at school. Please welcome Joe Belham.
Hello!
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, Joe.
It's it's a pleasure. It's a rainy afternoon. It's a rainy afternoon here in Manchester. That's the northern term that we use for afternoon up here.
Wow.
So it is a pleasure to be with you both. And I feel like it's been a long time since I've seen you both. I remember seeing you knocking about in the a cappella world, you know, that microcosm of reality that meant everything to us for a long time.
Yeah.
And to some extent still does to me.
So how is it going with the Sons of Pitches in your existing a cappella life?
You know, don't need it said, but it's been a weird year for people in the sort of arts industry. We've had to take a bit of a step back this year, just obviously because gigs are difficult. Yeah. But we've started doing music again, and we're actually doing a Christmas song at the moment.
A Christmas song? That sounds exciting.
How novel, right? But
when's it coming out?
Well, it all depends. We've got some probably far too overambitious ideas for it. We want to get like a kids choir involved and have some angelic solos and that sort of thing. So it's probably far too ambitious, but we want to make that happen. So that's going to delay things slightly, but it will be out before Christmas. So that's what I'm going to tell you, Farah.
Yeah,
nice. That's a good aim.
It's a solid aim for a Christmas song, I think.
That's very exciting. Is it what kind of Christmas song is it? Is it Santa themed? Is it what kind of thing is it talking about?
So, you know, it's a bit cornballs, but Christmas is a good time for everyone. No matter who you are, it's a good time of year, and we're going to make sure that Christmas is still great. Even though it's been a terrible year, Christmas is going to be good. And that's that sort of vibe. It's a bit cheesy, but it's fun. We put some funny gags, some funny rhymes and such in there. It's even got a Christmas rap in there. And I feel like all good Christmas songs need a rap.
Yeah. I mean, what is Christmas without Christmas rap? Am I right?
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
I see what you've done there, Farah.
That deserves an eye roll.
You've spelt it with a W there, haven't you?
Yeah, I did.
You definitely did.
Snuck a W in there.
Yeah, I sensed it.
Amazing.
It took me far too long to work out what you meant by cornballs. It's a bit cornballs. I haven't heard their latest.
Yeah, so it's a genre from West Coast of America. Cornballs. It's
Yes, and do you want to tell us a little bit about Pushing Buttons?
Yeah, I mean, basically, it was something that me and my friend Mark had been wanting to do for a while, just because I've always sort of been a bit of a closet nerd. and never really been that upfront about just how much of a nerd I am.
Right.
So I thought it's something that I do a lot, playing games and that sort of stuff. And I love talking about it. And just in general, the gaming industry. It's something that a lot of people have done, is use COVID to start a podcast. I feel like most creative types have done that. I was going to ask, when did you guys start yours? Was yours actually pre-COVID?
We were pre-COVID.
Oh, I see. Okay. Bragging rights. We actually, okay. Yeah, it's just, but it has been something we wanted to do for a while. So we basically every week get together, talk about what we've been playing, what any news that's going on in the world, sort of wider things related to gaming. Like, I don't know if you saw that Oxford Uni put out a study saying that officially that games are good for your mental health.
Yeah,
so I can no longer take grief from my parents saying to me that I'm a sad act because all I do is play video games. But I can say, no, it's actually good for me. Thanks, mum and dad.
I'm happier than all of you.
Yeah, exactly. Why don't you try playing Tetris, Dad?
Yeah. Is it more about the like hardcore gaming, or is it like someone like me? I don't play that much video games, right? But I did dabble a bit in miniclip.com as a teenager. Would it cater to me as well?
I mean, I've got to be honest with you, Farah. We haven't mentioned miniclip. As much as I would love to talk about like Flash browser games that you would play like that. Like there was that one where you'd like try and get a bicycle from one end of the screen to the other and do loads of cool flips and stuff.
Yes.
All of that, I've got to admit that doesn't feature. I'm really sorry. But maybe that's something that we should dedicate an episode to. You could
do a token episode.
The casual mini clip gamer. Okay. I'm getting some inspiration.
I've been starting real games too. Have you heard of City Skyline?
Yeah.
Design a city. I've been doing that.
Wow.
I want to know what's the wildest street name you've given so far.
Actually, there's a district named after Pete.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Is it the Peak District, which sounds a bit like the Peak District, which would work quite nicely?
I think it was Pete Plaza or something, actually. Nowhere near as good as the Peak District.
Nice. I feel honoured to have appeared in your city. My old PS2 was found in my parents' house and promptly sent to me because why would they want it?
Yeah.
So quite recently, there's been a lot of Simpsons Hit and Run, Star Wars Battlefront 2 going on.
Yeah.
Great.
It's been absolute joy. Shall we do our first scenario for the playlist?
Before we do, I'm sorry to step on your toes here. I just want to send you a picture because I think you sort of mentioned it briefly at the start of the podcast that me and Pete know each other from times gone by. We actually went to the same secondary school.
We did.
So I'm just sending in the Facebook chat a picture of me and Pete acting alongside each other. Pete's grown quite a bit since the picture was taken.
A little bit.
Just a touch. And
oh my God.
I mean, it's an embarrassing one for me as well because I've got quite the head of hair, quite a mop. But
what is this play?
Do you know what? It was a self-devised piece.
It was.
Because we had a competition at our school called Dick's Cup, which was basically like a house arts competition.
Dick's Uncut? What?
Whoa! Okay, that was definitely not what we were taking part in.
A self-devised play.
Yeah, it was just me and Pete bashing our heads together. We came up with this piece called Dick's Uncut. No, Farah, it was Dixon, as in Dixon's the shop. Dixon Cup. It was a contest, and each house had to put on a piece of like comedy theatre sort of thing. There were sketches or all sorts of things, and me and Pete were sort of the narrators or
narrators.
We were the glue. We were the
Detectives?
glue that held it together. Yeah.
Was the theme that year, did we go for like games? It
was board games because I think we were detectives and it was like a Cluedo sort of murder mystery thing was going on throughout. She's put her reading glasses on just to get a closer look.
Wow, look at that prop detail.
I know.
With the PJ on it.
What does that stand for?
No expense spared.
Joe.
I don't know where the prop budget came from. Probably all of our lunch monies combined.
But if anyone ever needed any incentive to go and watch this podcast on our YouTube channel, you've got to see this photo.
Sorry, I massively derailed you there, but I think it was worth it.
No, It was definitely
worth it.
With our first scenario, bearing in mind I've just been thoroughly embarrassed, the first scenario we're going to put to you is when you are dancing or singing around your room, having the time of your life, and you suddenly turn around and realize someone's been watching you.
Now, the issue with me is I don't have a large amount of shame. So while this would usually be a situation that someone would be embarrassed, for me, I feel somewhat different. I, if anything, I would either encourage them to join in or sort of, be a bit standoffish. Like, what's your problem? I'm having a good time. This is, I'm having a dance. So I don't know if either of you are familiar with or watch probably my favorite piece of television, RuPaul's Drag Race. I don't know if you watch it.
Oh, yes.
So the song I have picked is Don't Be Jealous of My Boogie by RuPaul. And
stunning.
And in the lyrics, I believe it's he's singing about don't be jealous of my boogie. I can see that you're looking. I can see that you're sort of enjoying it. But don't be jealous of it. Just join in. It's that sort of situation. So that would be my song, I think. For that moment.
That's a fantastic choice.
Don't be jealous of my boogie. Don't be jealous of my boogie. You can say that you are not.
Let's see if that gets past the copyright.
So that's so annoying, especially as like the whole concept of the show is based around like playing bits of music.
I know, right?
Shot yourself in the foot.
I'm also appreciating the lyrical analysis that you're clearly doing for all of your choices.
It's hard to know which way to go with it all, really, in terms of, are we purely going with lyrics? Do we go with the sound? There's so much. It's quite a challenge that you set for your guests. You've put a huge weight on my shoulders, and in the name of entertainment, I was willing to undertake it.
You're doing really well.
Thank
You're
you
doing
so
so
much.
well.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You're welcome.
I think that the next scenario we should discuss should actually tie back in quite nicely to the picture of you guys performing on stage.
Okay.
So now we're looking for the perfect song for when you are performing on stage and you forget the words or the lyrics for what you're supposed to be doing.
Just the worst feeling.
Do you ever try making them up? Is that what you do to cope?
The song that I've chosen is really sort of hits that concept on the head. So the song that I've chosen is Mbop by Hanson, just because the lyrics to the chorus are complete nonsense. So mbop bip da ba do ba dib da da, or so it means nothing. So it is very much a nod to those moments, which have happened to me far too often, actually, where you don't know the lyrics, so you just plow through by making sounds, or you do the mic at the audience. Sing.
Yes.
You sing along.
Yeah. When there's silence, you're like, you've only got yourself to blame.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Farah, have you ever forgotten a lyric on stage?
Of course I have, Pete. I have a brain like a sieve. I don't know. I feel like I've done that, but I do it with speaking as well as singing. I'll forget what I'm supposed to be saying. I've definitely had moments when I've been performing, for example, stand-up comedy, and I think that I've got a joke that I'm going to say, and then I get up there and I'm like, nope, there's no joke here. Just stand there and sort of,
I take my hat off to you, Farah, because I don't know how you do it. The insane pressure that you must feel when you do something like that.
Yeah, well, it definitely was at the beginning. I feel like, you sort of build up a barrier of resilience.
Yeah,
you just sort of get used to the silences. And then I'll say something else, and that will get the laugh, and it leaves me equally baffled. I don't know if I've cracked it yet, really, guys.
Yeah. So it's so basically what you're saying is it's all the moments around the jokes you're telling that are the
I tell a joke and they hate it, but then when I sort of flounder in despair, that's what the crowd just goes wild for.
Okay, it sounds like you found your niche.
Iconic lyrics.
Have you remembered the next line? No, keep going. So iconic. And those hairstyles as well.
Oh, man.
Look at them.
Oh, surfer dudes, man.
Wow.
Yes.
We actually used to perform Mbop as a song in our set, and we had to try and learn those lyrics. And I think one of the shortcuts we did was something like Mbop, flip a top fondue pot. I think that's what we say, what we sing. and it sounds vaguely right. So it's bap flip patat fondue pot like that.
It's possible.
It's possible. And that's all we need.
Yeah. Whatever it takes. That's showbiz, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're happy with being mediocre. Have you ever had people's suggestions that you either firmly disagree with, or have people like got in touch being like, why did they pick that?
I never disagree with the guests because, you know, they know. They have the golden truth.
No, people have been writing in, sending us their choices. You can play along with these episodes.
Oh, great.
Tell us what you would put there. We won't add them to the playlist, but thanks.
But we will respect your choices.
Yeah. You can have fun yourselves. Just please don't tell us what you've done because we don't care.
Something that came out quite recently that a lot of people have been just absolutely powering through. I know someone yesterday who said they did it all in one day, is the season 4 of The Crown.
I've watched it all.
Oh,
See?
no spoilers, please. No spoilers.
It's literally in the past.
You are right. Yep.
You
No,
can
you are
Google
right.
the whole
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Diana dies.
Don't.
Pete.
Come on.
Sorry.
Jesus. I'm just looking forward to whoever they get to play Elton John singing Candle in the Wind.
Are you hoping, is this your pitch? Is this actually you saying, I wonder who they get to play Elton John in The Crown?
All I'm saying is it's already been cast.
But the scenario we're going for here is that feeling when one of your favorite TV shows announces a new season. So what have you gone for?
Yeah, I mean, during lockdown, TV really has been all I've had to look forward to. So that feeling of pure joy. I was going into this thinking, can I do something a bit clever and maybe think of a song that manages to kind of encompass both the absolute joy, but also the slight trepidation in hoping it won't be rubbish. But I couldn't think of a song that does that. I don't think there's anything.
That's a lot wrapped up into 3 minutes.
It's pretty specific. So instead, I went with a song for me that encapsulates pure joy. I've gone with "You Make My Dreams Come True" by Hall & Oates.
Oh my gosh, I love that song.
It's just pure happiness.
It
You
is.
cannot beat it.
Most of their songs are pretty amazing, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
You talk about the trepidation of maybe it's going to be rubbish, but I instantly feel the sadness that I know that it will end as well. Like, I'm like, oh, it's coming out again, but there's only going to be, 10 episodes. Oh, and then it's just like...
I feel like that must say quite a lot about you as a person, Farah, that before it's even started, you're upset about it finishing.
Oh.
Yeah, I know what you mean, though, because I do a similar thing with Netflix shows. I like to pace it. I don't like to binge it because I don't want it to be over too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You make my dreams come true.
That song, that was one of the Eurovision entries that I think was picked on your last one that Ellie picked.
Think about things.
That is such a great. So yeah, I was just thinking, I wonder if there's been many like pure joy songs, and that song is up there with
up
like
there.
pure.
It's a real feel good.
Such a great track.
Despite what I said earlier about only being a mini clip gamer, I can actually very much relate to the upcoming scenario that I'm about to give to you.
Okay, yeah.
Which is when you've been playing a game for ages and you've been working really hard to go up the levels and you finally do it and then it doesn't save.
Nothing worse. And it's happened to me before, and I will just stop playing that game because I'm too angry at it, and you'll have put so much effort into it and it's all lost. And I'll literally just put the game away and be like, well, I'm not touching that again because I've done it and it didn't recognize it. It's awful. It's one of the worst feelings up there. So I instantly was thinking, I need something that's going to convey a bit of anger. Quite different to my other songs that are quite upbeat and fun. This one really needs to have a bit of anger. So as the photo that shows, actually, I was a bit of an emo back in the day. I was a bit of a rocker. My sort of main musical influences are sort of rock and metal and that sort of thing. But I didn't want to go too, again, thinking about the playlist here, guys. Thank me later.
Thank you.
I thought
I
wouldn't go too heavy, but I went for a song by Queens of the Stone Age, if you're familiar with them. It's a shake of the head from Farah.
I can't say I am. Maybe I'll recognize the song when I hear it playing.
Okay, you probably won't. It's because it's actually an album track. But the reason why I've gone for it is because it's a rock tune, but the lyrics also kind of emphasize this feeling. And the lyrics to the chorus are, first it giveth, then it taketh away. So that's I thought was the feeling of, I'm loving this game, having a great time. Oh, it's ruined. So the song is called First It Giveth, and it's by Queens of the Stone Age.
Wow.
First it giveth.
Yeah, it's got a rocking guitar. I'm warning you.
I'm excited.
Get ready to raise those horns.
We definitely haven't had this vibe yet.
I was
I'm very
gonna say,
excited that
have
we
you
now
not?
do.
No,
No.
but this is good. And it does feel like I've just lost at a game. So that's perfect.
But he's got a lovely voice, does Josh, the lead singer of Queens of the Stone Age. I was also thinking of something maybe like Rage Against the Machine, something that has, a really like heavy,
Clever.
dirty, exactly. I didn't even think of that until now, Pete. You just said that. Rage Against the
that's
Machine,
good.
like the
Sorry,
Tom
you've
Top.
already submitted your choice. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's too late.
Hindsight. No, that'll have to be next time you get me on.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's gonna have to be a sequel.
Yeah.
Obviously.
You can ask me that question. So yeah, I needed something heavy. So that's what I've gone with. Just the feeling of pure anger.
And nicely continuing the theme of Queens that we've somehow stacked up in this episode. We've had Rue, we've had The Crown, we've had Queens of the Stone
my
Age.
Goodness
word.
me, it all ties together, doesn't it?
It all comes
So
together.
wholesome. I always told you this is a wholesome podcast. Well, I guess it's nearly the end of lockdown, guys. Does that bring us quite nicely to the last scenario that we have
It does.
to put to Joe?
What a great segue.
Expertly done.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're a pre-COVID podcast.
Well, it
we know
shows.
how to
It
segue.
really shows. I couldn't dream of doing a segue like that.
So it's nearly the end of lockdown, and I don't know how much you've been missing socializing. So, which will quite a lot feed into how you feel about this. But that moment when you start socializing again after lockdown, what song is the perfect song for that?
I have missed being with my pals, seeing my friends a lot, whether that be the Sons of Pitches or my sort of home friends. It's been really tough. So I sort of created this really, really joyous, idyllic like scenario in my head. And for some reason, the first thing that came to mind was, I don't know if you have seen the film Top Gun.
Yes.
Oh, yes, a classic.
There's a scene in that. It's a particularly homoerotic scene where they are all playing volleyball shirtless. I don't know if you can conjure it to mind. It's an excellent scene. It's very funny. But the song that is playing while they're playing shirtless volleyball is a song called Playing with the Boys by Ken Loggins. Okay. And it is great. It's pure sort of 80s pop rock. It's that sort of very faux, sort of over the top macho vibe that I just found very funny. And also, as someone who is definitely not a like quintessential lad in inverted commas, I just found it funny that this is the first thing that came into my head. And
funny.
as someone who has never played volleyball, let alone shirtless volleyball.
We've never done it, but now this is how lockdown's changed us all. Actually, all we want now is some topless volleyball.
All we want, exactly. That's the first thing I'm going to do when I can hit that beach.
Yeah, and it'll be exactly the same as that scene, despite the fact that we're in the UK in December.
Yeah, I'm seeing a Pebble Beach. Definitely not sand.
A pebble beach with a really cruel whipping wind flying across it. Yeah,
chapped lips, just really not pleasant. But it's a great tune. The chorus is a lot of fun, and it just puts a smile on your face. Playing with the boys, and this sentiment isn't like necessarily limited to just boys. I also have female friends, so I don't want you to think that I'm just limiting this socializing to purely playing with the boys. I also like playing with the girls.
That's good to know, Joe.
It's very 80s montage.
Definitely
a montage.
Hugely a montage song.
It's almost such a good image that if any of your friends ask you to meet up in a way that's not that, you should decline.
Yeah,
You should be like, guys, I'm not seeing you unless it's on a beach with playing with the boys, playing on a speaker.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think that they would be on my level. I would also accept trouserless snooker, or perhaps sleeveless darts.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, dangerous.
Yeah, because sleeves offer so much protection against a dart.
I would never play darts without sleeves, honestly.
I mean, who would in their right mind?
No.
Let's be honest. There you go. Well, that's how I'd socialize. I don't know about. I mean, what would be your first social activity? Do you think in your dream world?
Yeah, I mean, I can see the appeal of topless volleyball. Pete, are you
Go
going to be
topless.
topless on the 2nd of December then?
Absolutely. You'll find me.
Running around topless in London?
2nd of December, here we come.
Here we come.
Maybe we can get it included in the new tier restrictions.
Right to Boris
Tier
Johnson.
2, you can go topless. Tier 3, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Sleeves on, yeah.
Yes,
That kind of thing.
yeah. I can imagine Nicholas Whitty giving the press conference, saying, and you'll also be happy to know that Tier 2, we're allowing topless Tuesdays.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for
Thank
all of your
you.
choices. They are all stunning choices.
Really, really fantastic
Good.
additions to the playlist.
I'm glad. Yeah. I'd just like to emphasize again that it was really hard and you put me through a lot of stress. But I had a lot of fun talking through them once I had thought of them. It was great. And thank you so much for having me. And I will look forward to listening to the playlist.
If people want to find either Sons of Pictures or Pushing Buttons, where can they find you?
Just the internet, basically, guys. just look on that. No, if you look for the Sons of Pitches, they're on all of the various social media sites at the SO Pitches with a P, and you can also find Pushing Buttons, my gaming podcast, at Pushing Buttons Pod. Give us a look. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitter. And if you guys, you ever get the need to talk about gaming, whether that's City Skylines or Mini Clip or Simpsons Hit and Run, just give me a shout and we'd love to have you on.
You can't stop me.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure I can't. I could tell in your face you've been itching to get back on your PS2 this whole time.
Every moment here is a minute away from
It's wasted.
from Sims busting out on Game Boy
Oh,
DS.
Sims busting out.
Stop it.
Oh, you're hurting me with your nostalgia. Oh.
Thank you so much, Joe, and thank you so much to you, the listeners. Please do go and follow Joe's podcast, Pushing Buttons, and also the Sons of Pitches. And you can also follow us, Ding, at Dingfloob on all social media.
So make sure to join us next week. We'll have another amazing guest helping us find the songs to some more exciting scenarios.
Well, I guess now we're done. Fancy a quick game of topless volleyball, Farah?
I'd love nothing more, Pete.